Vanessa spit the food back onto her plate. Actually spit it out, like she'd just tasted poison. "This is awful," she said, pushing the plate away with 2 fingers. "It looks like something scraped off a cafeteria tray. My kids could do better than this." The room went silent. Heavy, thick silence. I took a sip of water, set the glass down carefully, and looked her straight in the eye. "I didn't cook tonight, Vanessa. My name is Gabrielle Patterson. I'm 34 years old, mother of 2 boys, Junior, 7, and Justin, 5. My husband Marcus is 34, and we've been together since college in Atlanta. 3 years ago, we built our home next to Marcus's parents in Detroit. But here's the thing. Have you ever loved someone else's children so much you'd risk everything to protect them, even when their own mother didn't want them? That's where I am now. Let me tell you how I got here. Marcus's parents, Mr. Terrence and Miss May, were good people. Mr. Terrence passed away a year ago, and Miss May's been alone ever since. We check on her constantly. But Marcus has an older sister, Vanessa. I feel a pang of frustration in my stomach whenever I speak of Vanessa. She's 38, married to attorney Jacob Bennett for 14 years. Nice man, pleasant, but successful, makes good money. And Vanessa let that go straight to her head. She's got 4 kids, 2 boys, Sean and Adam, and 2 girls, Lily and Nina. The boys are loud, energetic. But the girls? Sweet, quiet, well-behaved to the point where it breaks my heart. They hesitate before they speak. They apologize for taking up space. Whenever Vanessa visited Marcus's parents, which was often before Mr. Terrence died, she'd show up with all 4 kids, dump them on me within 10 minutes, and disappear. Sometimes nap, sometimes scroll her phone, sometimes leave entirely, and I'd be there, watching 6 kids total, feeding them, breaking up fights, all while Vanessa did absolutely nothing. Marcus tried talking to her once. "Vanessa, Gabrielle's not your babysitter." You know what she said? She laughed. "Oh, please, Marcus. Gabrielle loves kids. She volunteers at the church daycare. What's a few more?" I do love kids. I work part-time at a dental office and volunteer twice a week at church. But there's a difference between choosing to care for kids and being voluntold to raise someone else's. The worst part? Vanessa's daughters would watch me with these big, hopeful eyes. Lily, especially. She'd stand near me in the kitchen, hovering. Nina would sit coloring, glancing up to see if anyone noticed. And their mother? Vanessa wouldn't even look at them. I tolerated it. For years. Because Mr. Terrence and Miss May were wonderful. Because my boys enjoyed their cousins. Because I loved those girls. Lily and Nina had been part of my life since they were toddlers. But what happened 5 months ago, that changed everything. Mr. Terrence had been gone 8 months when Vanessa showed up at our house one Sunday, unannounced, just knocked and walked in. "I'm getting divorced," she said, just like that. Marcus and I both froze. I had soap suds up to my elbows. "What?" Marcus set down the dish. "Jacob and I are splitting up, final in a few weeks." Vanessa crossed her arms. "I'm moving into Mom's house next week." My stomach dropped. "Next week?" "Yeah." Taking the girls. The boys stay with Jacob. We're figuring out custody, but the girls need stability. Stability. That word from her mouth felt like a joke. Marcus tried to be diplomatic. "Have you talked to Mom? She's still grieving." "She's fine with it. I already told her." I just stood there watching this woman reorganize her entire family's life. Then she turned to me. "Gabrielle, I need you to help. Cook for Mom and the girls, light cleaning." My mouth opened, but nothing came out. Marcus stepped in. "Vanessa, Gabrielle works. She's got her own house and kids. It's not a real job, Marcus. Part-time." She waved him off. "I'll pay you. $150 a month?" $150 a month to shop, cook, and clean for 3 extra people. That wouldn't even cover groceries. "I'm actually doing you a favor. You love cooking, you love Mom. The girls adore you." I should have said no. But I thought about Miss May alone, about Lily and Nina. Sweet, quiet Lily and Nina. "I'll do it," I heard myself say. "For Miss May, And the girls. Vanessa smiled. Great. I knew I could count on you. She left 5 minutes later. Marcus looked at me. You don't have to do this. I know, but someone has to. Vanessa moved in Thursday. She showed up with the girls and suitcases. Miss May hugged Lily and Nina tight. The girls clung to their grandmother like a life raft. Within 2 days, Vanessa took over the study. Clothes everywhere, dishes piled in the sink. The girls, Lily was 9, Nina was 7, just sat quietly, waiting for someone to notice them. I came over Saturday to make dinner. Miss May looked tired. Her hands shook peeling potatoes, and I gently took them. I've got it, Miss May. Thank you, baby. I don't know what I'd do without you. Lily and Nina watched from the doorway. Y'all want to help me cook? I asked, smiling. Their faces lit up. Really? Nina whispered. Of course, baby. They rushed over. I showed them how to wash vegetables, measure rice, season chicken. They listened like it was the most important thing they'd ever heard. Vanessa never came out of her room. That became the pattern. I'd come over 3-4 times a week, cook, clean, help Miss May with medications, and Lily and Nina would hover near me, desperate for attention their mother refused to give. My heart broke when I saw how eager they were to please, yet how rarely they got a thank you from their mom. One evening, about a month in, the girls came to me. Aunt Gabrielle, Lily's voice was so small, could you teach us to cook? You already know how to cook, sweetheart. No, I mean, she glanced at Nina. We want to surprise Mom, make her dinner. Maybe if we cook something really good, she'll... She didn't finish. She didn't have to. Maybe if we're useful enough, she'll love us. My chest tightened. Of course, baby. Come over tomorrow after school. They showed up at 3:47 p.m. I checked the clock when they knocked. Still in school uniforms, eyes shining with nervous excitement. We're making baked chicken, seasoned rice, green beans, and corn, I said, tying aprons around them. I taught them knife safety, how to peel carrots, check if chicken is done. Nina kept asking questions. How much garlic? Should I stir it now? Lily stayed focused, carefully cutting vegetables into even pieces. She wanted everything perfect. Can we make the carrots into hearts? Nina asked. For Mom? That's a beautiful idea, baby. They spent 20 minutes cutting tiny, heart-shaped carrots. My boys came in, and Junior said, "This smells better than your cooking, Mom." Everyone laughed, even the girls. Miss May watched them plate everything. You girls did such a good job. Your mom's going to be so proud. Lily smiled so wide. You think so, Grandma? I know so, baby. We set the table. The girls arranged everything perfectly. Heart-shaped carrots right in the center. Then we waited. Vanessa was supposed to be home by 6:09 p.m. By 6:30, the food was getting cold. By 7:00, Miss May suggested we start eating. She might be working late, I said, though I didn't believe it. The girls picked at their food, glancing at the door. At 7:43 p.m., Vanessa walked in. She didn't apologize, just dropped her purse. Is there food? Yes, it's ready, I said quietly. The girls watched her, holding their breath. Vanessa sat down, looked at the plate, and her face twisted. This looks awful, she said. The room went cold. What is this? She poked at the chicken. It's all dried out. And these vegetables... She held up a heart-shaped carrot. Why are they shaped like this? This is gross. I'm not eating this. Vanessa pushed her plate away. Gabrielle, I don't know what you were thinking tonight, but this is terrible. That's when Nina spoke up, her voice shaking. Mom, we made it. Me and Lily. Vanessa froze. We made dinner for you, Lily whispered, her eyes filling with tears. We made the carrots into hearts. For you. Silence. Heavy, thick silence. Vanessa looked at me, her face hardening. So you've been teaching them to cook? Gabrielle, you can barely cook yourself. Why would you think you could teach anyone? That's when Lily burst into tears, full, body-shaking sobs. She ran out of the room and Nina followed her, crying just as hard. The entire evening was ruined in seconds. Miss May looked devastated. Marcus, who'd come over to eat, stared at his sister like he didn't recognize her. My boys sat frozen, and Vanessa? She just got up and walked to the kitchen like nothing had happened. I followed her. "What is wrong with you?" My voice shook. "Those girls spent hours making that dinner. They were so proud." "Oh, please." Vanessa rolled her eyes. "You're the one playing supermom with my kids, trying to replace me." "Replace you?" I stepped closer. "Vanessa, you're not even here. You don't talk to them. You don't look at them. They made you dinner because they're desperate for you to notice them, and you couldn't even say thank you." "They're my kids. I'll handle them how I want." Marcus appeared in the doorway. "Vanessa, that's enough." His voice was hard. "You want to live your life however you want? Fine. But you don't get to take your failures out on Gabrielle. She's been taking care of your daughters because you won't." Vanessa grabbed her keys. "I don't have to listen to this." She left, just stormed out. The next morning, she packed up the girls and moved out. Didn't say where, didn't say when she'd be back. Just gone. For 4 weeks, we heard nothing. When Vanessa finally returned, she came alone. I was at Miss May's house making lunch when she walked in, eyes swollen, hair in a messy bun. She looked like she hadn't slept in days. "Where are the girls?" Miss May asked. Vanessa sat down heavily. "With Jacob." "What do you mean?" "The divorce is finalized. He got custody. Full custody." Her voice cracked. "Of all 4 kids." My hands froze on the dish I was washing. "The boys chose him immediately, and the girls—" She took a shaky breath. "The girls chose him too." Miss May's hand flew to her mouth. "They told Judge Keisha Brown they didn't want to live with me." Vanessa's eyes filled with tears. "They said it, out loud. Sean, Adam, Lily, Nina, all 4 of them. They don't want me." "Oh, baby." Miss May reached for her hand, but Vanessa pulled away. "Jacob's moving in with his parents, so the kids will have support, stability, everything I couldn't give them." Marcus stood in the doorway. "Did you fight it?" he asked. Vanessa shook her head. "What was I supposed to do? Force them? They don't want me, Marcus." Her voice broke. "My own kids don't want me." As much as I loathed Vanessa's neglectful behavior, I knew the kids must be hurting. But I also felt relief. Because those girls, those sweet, desperate-for-love girls, were finally somewhere safe. Vanessa stayed at Miss May's house that night, and the next night, and the week after. She assumed she'd just keep living there, until Miss May sat her down 2 weeks later. "I'm selling the house," Miss May said gently. We were all in the living room. Vanessa stared at her mother. "What?" "I'm selling it. I'm moving in with Marcus and Gabrielle. They're building an extension." It was true. We'd been planning it since Mr. Terrence died. Miss May couldn't keep up with the house. Her hands shook too much. She forgot medications. She needed family close by. "We started talking about this months ago," Marcus explained, "before you moved in." Vanessa looked between us. "And no one thought to tell me?" "You never liked being here, Vanessa," I said quietly. "You don't help with upkeep. You don't take care of Miss May. She needs constant care." "And you don't think I can do it," Vanessa finished bitterly. "It's not about what we think," Marcus said. "It's about what you've shown us. So you're kicking me out of my childhood home while I'm going through a divorce, while I've lost my kids." Vanessa stood up, shaking. Miss May's eyes filled with tears. "Baby, you made choices that pushed everyone away, even your babies. I love you, but I can't keep pretending you're going to change. You can stay until the house sells," Marcus added. "But after that, you need your own place." Vanessa left the room without another word. She moved out 3 weeks later. Found a small apartment on the west side of Detroit, cheap, barely furnished. We helped her move, but she barely spoke. After that, contact was minimal. A text here and there, mostly silence. Meanwhile, Lily and Nina settled in with Jacob and his parents. From what Miss May heard, the girls were doing better. Routines. Structure. People who showed up. And when they wanted to visit Miss May, which was often, Jacob brought them over. They'd see their grandmother, then come next door to see me. Aunt Gabrielle, can we cook with you today? Aunt Gabrielle, I got an A on my spelling test. Aunt Gabrielle, can we stay for dinner? They'd sit at my kitchen table and tell me about school, friends, books they were reading. Sometimes they'd talk about their mother. We felt invisible around her, Lily said once, her voice soft. Like she was mad we existed. No child should feel that way. Miss May moved in 2 months after Vanessa left. The extension was finished and she had her own suite. Bedroom, bathroom, sitting area. She loved it. Some days were harder. Her hands still shook. She still forgot things. But she wasn't alone. My boys adored having Grandma right there. They'd sit with her after school and listen to stories about when Marcus was young. Life felt quieter, calmer. And Lily and Nina kept coming over. Every other weekend, Jacob dropped the girls off to visit Miss May. But they'd spend just as much time with us. We'd cook together. No pressure, no criticism. Just laughter and flour everywhere. And Nina learning to season, while Lily figured out how to bake cookies without burning them. My boys treated their cousins like sisters. Junior would help Nina with math homework. Justin and Lily would draw for hours. And me? I felt protective of those girls. They felt like the sisters I never had. I grew up with 3 brothers, so having Lily and Nina there, talking to me, trusting me, it filled something in me I didn't know was empty. The girls made it clear they wouldn't see their mother, not unless Vanessa apologized, really apologized, and showed real change. I'm not being mean, Lily told me once. I can't let her hurt me again. I understand, baby, and it's okay to protect yourself. Jacob respected their decision, never forced them, never guilt-tripped them. He just let them be. And I kept being there, kept cooking with them, kept listening, kept loving them the way they deserved. Vanessa lives alone now in that little apartment. From what Miss May hears, through mutual friends, she's bitter. Bitter about losing custody, bitter about losing the house, bitter about her kids choosing their dad. But here's the thing. She did this, all of it. She refused to be present. Refused to be kind, refused to see her children as people instead of burdens. She alienated everyone around her. And now she's alone. I don't take pleasure in that, but I also don't feel sorry for her. Meanwhile, our life is full, loud sometimes. Chaotic when Miss May has a bad day, or the boys are fighting, or Lily and Nina are arguing over whose turn it is to stir. But it's full of love, full of people who show up. Marcus feels relieved. He told me that once, late at night. I love my sister. But I don't miss the drama. I don't miss watching her hurt those kids. Miss May is better off here. Some days her hands shake so bad she can't hold a fork. Other days she's spry and laughing. But she's never alone. And she knows she's loved. I wonder sometimes if Vanessa misses the girls. If she regrets anything. If she lies awake thinking about the dinner they made her. About the heart-shaped carrots. About how she could have just said thank you. Or maybe she doesn't think about it at all. She texts Miss May sometimes. Short messages. Hope you're doing well. Never asks about the girls. Never asks to see them. Maybe it's shame. Maybe it's stubbornness. Maybe it's just who she is. I don't know. What I do know is this. I'm going to keep showing up. For Marcus, for my boys, for Miss May, and for Lily and Nina. I'm not going to push those girls toward their mother if they're not ready. Especially when Vanessa hasn't shown any sign of wanting to change. Kids know who cares about them. They just know. And Lily and Nina know I'm here. That I'll listen. That I'll cook with them and help with homework and show up to their school events and hug them when they're sad. If they want to call me a second mom, I'm honored, truly. Life isn't perfect. We still have hard days. Miss May's health is unpredictable. My boys fight over video games. Lily and Nina carry hurt I can't fully heal. But we've built something here. Something warm, something safe. And I have hope, real hope, that these girls will grow up knowing they're loved. That they'll build their own families someday, warm and full of care. That they'll remember the kitchen where they learned to cook, where they laughed, where someone finally saw them. I'll keep cooking with them. I'll keep cheering them on at school events. I'll keep watching their bond with Junior and Justin grow. And if Vanessa ever reaches out, really reaches out, with humility and honesty, I hope the girls will be open to it. For their sake, not hers. But until then, I'm just grateful. Grateful for this loud, messy, imperfect life. Grateful for the kids who fill my kitchen with laughter. Grateful that sometimes family isn't just about blood. Sometimes it's about who shows up. And I'm here. I'll always be here. Did you enjoy the story? If so, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching Revenge with Keisha. See you next time.